Tell us what you do. Tell us what you expect to learn tonight. Okay, so I see, who else do I see here? So I see Bibi. Okay, we are also live on YouTube and then soon to go live on Facebook as well. Okay, so Bibi is from Kaduna, self-employed. All right, so I want to leave with a renewed mindset on financial goals. Excellent, you're in the right place. Okay, there is Eshet. Eshet is from Akwa Ibom State, based in Enugu. Keep introducing yourself. As you come in, let me know who you are and what your expectations are. Jennifer is a realtor, and she's joining from Aja. Okay. Success owns a plant production plant based in Lagos. All right, Leke is an engineer from Lagos, and you want to learn how to generate steady cash flow. That's really very important for me. So everyone, introduce yourself. Tell me what you want to walk out of this meeting with. Noble is a banker and financial consultant and coach. Noble, tell us what you want to walk out of this meeting with. Joy is a teacher joining from Ogbo in Rivers State. I want to be financially independent, Joy said. Okay, Joshua joining from Lagos. So continue to introduce yourself in the chat. Tell us where you are joining from, and then tell us what you want to walk out of tonight with. Victor is an insurance financial advisor with Leadway. And what do you want to walk out of this meeting with tonight? Okay, keep it going. Keep it going. All right. Lawson is based in Port Harcourt. Yeah, Lawson, I know you. Okay. Lawson is a serial entrepreneur with a strong passion for manufacturing, real estate, and agriculture. That's loaded. Okay. Founder of Excellent Jewel. Okay. Okay. So, and he says, I want to solve my cash flow problems. Yeah, you're in the right place. Udemy needs a change of perspective in financial management for productivity. Okay, Eshet wants to break the chains of anxiety towards financial plans and cash flow. Jennifer wants to learn how to generate steady cash flow and investment. You're in the right place. Okay, in Phoenix Hot, we don't know your name. You might want to change it in Zoom. Sorry, you might want to change it so that we know who exactly you are. Pauline Ogbo is an educator joining from Lagos. Alexander Noah is joining from Abuja, an engineer. You want to generate steady income and cash flow. So I'm beginning to see the common things, what we all want. Everybody wants to generate cash flow. And for those of you in YouTube, you can also participate. For those of you joining live on YouTube. Okay, Caleb is a management consultant, wants to learn to be strategic in valuing his product. All right. Okay, so you are all very welcome. Victor, Emmanuel from Eket, he's here to get nuggets to enable him generate sustainable cash flow. All right. As I retire from paid employment. All right. Shaibu wants to learn how to attract the right investors and generate steady cash flow. All right. So we are all agreed that we are in the right place. Okay. So let's get started. Let's get really, really started. I'm very, very pumped up by what I'm about to share with you. It's a journey of 58 years that we're going to compress in the next 90 minutes. And so I will be sharing some secrets that I have gleaned over the years and that I also practice to solve your limited income problem and generate healthy cash flow, even in this unhealthy economy. I want to say something about turning points. And I want you to bear that in mind as we progress. Many times we do not experience radical transformation in our lives until we have come to a turning point. It could be in our relationships, in our marriage, could be in our finances, it could be in our spirituality. But turning points are important. And I think that that is something that every one of us should look out for and should constantly bring ourselves to. And so I want to establish that for you to experience a radical transformation in your finances, you need to bring yourself to a turning point. And again, when the turning point comes, you need to recognize it. And this evening is a turning point, for many of you who are here. I have traveled extensively across Africa, and I'm constantly disturbed by the level of generational poverty in Africa. Not just poverty, but generational poverty. So you meet Africans, many people in this continent, many people in Nigeria, who are into their third and fourth generational poverty, meaning that their father was poor, grandfather was very, very poor, great-grandfather was poor. And then even right now, they themselves are very likely to transmit that poverty to the next generation. That is terrible. It should not be. And we are going to arrest it tonight. During my last visit to Sierra Leone, we visited a couple of towns and villages outside of Freetown. I don't remember the particular name of this town that we went to, but as I got to that place and saw little children as young as 5 and 6 years old, cracking stones and putting it together, cracking stones, to say, when you see these people and you look at them, you could tell, misery, helplessness written all over them. And I was asking some natives there, do these children go to school? And of course, they don't go to school. The people are so poor. And then even when they go to the school, the kind of educational system that we have in most parts of Africa are the type that, the type of educational system is the type that doesn't really educate. For most of us who have gone through the school system, we are doing well, we are succeeding, not because of what the school taught us, but because of self-education and because of things that we learned from events like this very one you are attending. So I saw these people, the mother is cracking stones, the children are cracking stones, and then they are piling them up, and I guess to sell them later. The poverty was written all over them. But Sierra Leone has so much. They have gold, they have diamond, they have everything, but the poverty was touchable. And then everywhere I have gone, in Tanzania is the same thing. In Ethiopia is the same thing. Just being in the streets of Ethiopia, the poverty, the helplessness, the lack of, you just see people drifting, and in Rwanda, I also met, in fact, one particular incident in Rwanda. I met this young man who had graduated from the university, but he was working as a hotel attendant or hotel receptionist. I asked him how much he was paid, something really, really, a pittance. And I said, why don't you, with all the resources that Rwanda has, excellent hill, excellent arable land, excellent pastures for raising livestock, why don't you, great scenery for tourism. So why don't you start a small business? He said he doesn't have the money. Then I asked, okay, if you wanted to start this thing, typically how much would you need? He mentioned such a gigantic figure in their own currency. But when I converted it, it was just $500. And $500 is such a big mountain for many Africans. But that is what some Europeans, would typically spend, shopping, buying clothes, buying dresses. So we need to change this narrative. And I hope that this is a turning point for you, because I also had a similar turning point. Like many of you saw in the video that I put out earlier in the day. how after the plane crash that I escaped, the Dana plane crash, I came to a reality. I came to a turning point because I found that if I had died in that plane crash, the situation I left my wife and children in was a very, very sorry one. Okay, so please type turning point in the comment. Type turning point. Everybody type turning point in the chat. Turning point. Turning point. Everybody type turning point. Okay, so participate in this with me. Turning point. Turning point. Everyone. Yes, turning point. Okay, so I'm also going to join from another device so I can see your comments.
Recording in progress.
Okay, so I can see turning point. Yep, turning point, turning point, turning point. Okay, very good. Okay, so we conducted a survey in the group, and then we asked you, what's stopping you from achieving financial freedom? And then many of you, which is very, very interesting because it's very consistent with my observation. So many of you said limited income. A few of you said lack of knowledge. And then a number of you said uncontrollable expenses. And then very few said debt. This is very, very instructive. And tonight is meant to correct this. Because, like I said in the morning, there are 3 root causes of all financial problems. It doesn't matter, who has the financial problem. It doesn't matter any part of the continent. There are 3 main roots of financial struggle. And then one of them is you're not earning enough income. And then when you are not earning enough income, and then we're going to talk about what enough is, it affects the rest of your financial plans. Okay. So, okay, how did this go back? All right. We also asked what your biggest financial challenge was. And most of you said managing expenses. We will also talk about that. What is your top goal, financial goal for the next 6 months? Naturally, most of you said increasing income. So increasing income and investing tells me a lot about this group, what you really want to accomplish. All right. So, okay. So now I want you to tell me in the chat, before we go on, what have you tried that didn't work? In terms of your inability to increase your income, okay? You're trying the solutions you've tried to use to eliminate your financial struggle and your cash flow difficulties. What have you tried in the past that didn't work? All right, so I want everybody to have the chance to type something. Tell me what you have tried that didn't work. What have you tried that didn't work? Okay. For instance, I know that many of us, like myself, dabbled into multi-level marketing. It was very promising, but it didn't work. All right. So Austin says, trading the Forex. I did that too. It didn't work. Yep. Internet marketing website. Okay. Shoaibu has tried to generate mutual fund. It didn't work. Go on with it. Tell me what you have tried in the past that didn't work, that didn't improve your cash flow. Go on, go on, go on. This is a very important step and a very important part of it. Okay, Femi has tried goods retailing. Okay, Bibi has tried buying and selling food stuff. Phone call business. Keep going, keep going. What have you tried that didn't work? Trading Forex, okay, MLM. That seems to be like a really common one. Okay, I also had that situation. What have you tried that didn't work? Okay, keep it coming. Okay. Keep it coming, keep it coming. All right. Felicia has tried club. Joy has tried tailoring, buying and selling, marketing. Okay. Moto has tried partnering business ventures, monetizing skills, export business. Club. Victor has tried to register a company for contract with companies, but it didn't work. Buying and selling, drop shipping. All right. Let's do a second part of this. Okay. And that second part, I would like you in your own analysis. Why didn't it work? Okay. From your own understanding, because usually when we fail at something, we typically should debrief to find out why it didn't work. Because if we don't understand why it didn't work, then the chances that we will repeat it will be there. So, and I can tell you that some of us have been repeating the same thing. It didn't work for you. Now, sometimes it might not just be that there's a problem with that particular thing, but why, in your own understanding, do you think that it didn't work? Okay, let's go, keep on. Okay. All right, Ishet said his product was rejected. Right? Austin says, I wasn't disciplined enough to follow through with risk and management. Okay, why trading? I can understand that. In 2007, I went to the US at the boom of the Forex trading. I attended the Forex Expo in New York. I wanted to learn everything. I even became a representative for CMS Forex those days, for Nigeria. And I was supposed to be making some profit from every pip, but it didn't work. Go on. I want to see from your own self-coaching and self-analysis, why didn't it work? The things you tried and it didn't work. All right. Knowledge gap. The cost of production is high. Okay. Interesting. I like what Emmanuel says. He says, what you see is not what you get. The more you look, the less you see. Interesting. Femi says, increased overhead costs and low patronage didn't make the goods retaining work. Okay. I didn't follow due process. Okay. What else? Let's take a few more. Not knowledgeable to counter someone who sold me the wrong product. Okay. Joy says, why it didn't work for me is because all profits and even capital went into feeding and catering to family needs. Yeah, I can relate to that. All right. Last one, Henry says, lack of adequate knowledge. It's interesting to me how many times the lack of adequate knowledge came up. How many times it came up. All right. Also, they don't tell you all it entails. They are only self-centered because of the referral bonus. So this is regarding MLM. Okay. Victor says, I didn't connect well with stakeholders in the system. We said inability to meet up with target. And then Emmanuel caps it with lack of mentorship. Now, everything you have said demonstrates that you are a very, very intelligent crowd. So you not only failed at something, but you were wise enough to know why you failed. So we're going to take it further. Now, so if you have struggled with inconsistent cash flow, it's actually not your fault. It's actually not your fault. The system did not teach us. So all my years in school, I was really, really, really very good academically through primary school, secondary school, first degree, postgraduate degree. I did really, really very well. Okay. And then if there's anybody in the group that was in Federal Government College of Kigwe, and then a class of 1979, and you mention Ogbo, Awoke, Ogbo, they will tell you, I got prizes for best student in class. I got the overall best prizes for literature in English, and then statistics. I was really good. University of Port Harcourt, the same thing. University of Ibadan, I was excellent academically. And I came out after my postgraduate degree and got a job in Shell. I did well, but not once did any of my primary school teacher, secondary school teacher, or professors in the university ever mention something to me about how to make a living, how to make money, how to invest. They never mentioned it. And it was so painful because when I was in Port Harcourt, I was unaware when I started my work with Shell in SPDC, because at that time I was completely unaware in the 1990s because nobody taught me. So I could have bought lots of real estate in Port Harcourt at that time. There were places around Port Harcourt, maybe not even inside Port Harcourt. Some of these places, Eche, going towards Oyibo and all that, those places are gold today. You touch some of those lands now, they are telling you 50 million, 80 million and all that. And I could have bought land, lots of it in that time, for as little as 25,000, 30,000 in the 90s. But I didn't because I didn't know. So you see, the most expensive thing when it comes to not making money is ignorance. And that is why I find it shocking that people would rather remain in ignorance and keep losing because you are not able to make 10 million naira or 50 million naira in 1 year because you do not have the knowledge to make 50 million naira in 1 year. And so your ignorance is costing you 50 million naira a year. Okay. Now, also because yeah, okay. Apologies. This is typical for us in this part of the world. The NEPA just struck at the wrongest time, and took me off. So, but someone has gone to get the generator off. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm just typing the chat that you can. If you can just say yes, you can hear me now. So we're trying to get the main power up. All right. Okay. So let's continue until power comes in, and then we can go to the presentation. All right, just a second. It happens, but we're ready for it. Yeah. So
Recording in progress. Recording in progress.
So we are saying school did not teach us. 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 Did not. Oh, thank you. Okay, I was muted. I didn't know all along. Okay, so second thing, because I didn't know any better and the school did not teach me, it meant that I became very, very susceptible to money scams. I became very, very susceptible to money scams. In the country, in strangest things I have discovered, every Nigerian adult or the other tonight. Yeah, we're going to overcome tonight. Let's change to this network because this one doesn't seem to be quite stable. Okay, my deepest apologies. But we're all in Nigeria. So we know that, yeah, this is not surprising, unfortunately. So it's either electricity or it is network. But if you can hear me all right, just say yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So I see I'm back. Okay. These are the things that we're trying to deal with. This is what makes doing business very challenging. We are talking about unhealthy economy. How do you, in spite of all this, as a business owner, still continue to generate consistent cash flow in spite of it? That's actually our subject tonight. And then we have seen a demonstration of it on reliable systems. But we will not accept any excuse. All right, so 9 out of 10 adults in Nigeria have been scammed. And I once lost all savings, family savings, to Nospetco and to Wealth Zone, a total of $100,000 at the time. Now, the thing to understand is there is a lot of destruction around us. There's actually a matrix. The financial system of the world is not built to help you. It's not designed to help you. It's designed to distract you. And this is why many people live all their lives. Some people are in their 60s and in their 50s, and they are still struggling financially. Some people are in their late 40s and they are still dealing with problems that they should have solved when they were 25 years old, and they didn't do that. Okay. So my goal in this webinar, therefore, is to show you how to increase your income quickly and to never run out of money again, even if you're starting from the scratch. Okay? Why do you stick to the end? Because it's not just access the 160,000 bonus. I promise that all of you who are going to be in this call will receive my book, How to Invest and Earn Money in the Nigerian Stock Market. When you hold a copy of that book, you will actually appreciate how valuable it is. So stick to the end, and I'll tell you, I'll give you how to get that book without paying for it. Okay, so who is Ogbo, Awoke Ogbo? I've worked in the highest paid jobs in the country and in fact in the world. I've helped over 150 companies across 12 countries in Africa. And most of this during my work with Stanford seed of the Stanford University. So I served as a business advisor in the Stanford seed of Stanford Graduate Business School. And it was really a privilege for me working with Stanford University because it was such a privilege to rub minds with the top business professors in the world, and then sometimes teaching on the same podium with them. Okay, I also adjunct in the Lagos Business School, and I'm passionate about financial fitness because I learned the hard way that the university degrees don't guarantee financial success. So I was an employee with Chevron, and I really wanted to be financially successful. I wanted to invest in properties. I wanted to meet my family's needs. I wanted to take care of my parents and help others, and I wanted to travel around the world. But two things were missing in my life at the time. I've already touched on those. So the first thing that was missing was financial literacy. Just like some of you identified why what you did not work. Financial literacy, I lacked it. And then I also lacked a second thing, and that was system for managing my income. Some of you complained about having uncontrollable expenses and all that. And then to make things worse, I was making things extremely difficult for my wife and children because there was never enough money. So even though I was earning lots of money, there was never enough. And to think that I was actually in the top 99.9, top 1%, 0.1% of high income earners in the country. And then there was not money for my family. So something very, very life-changing happened, and it was a turning point for me. So one morning, at that time, 2003, while I was still with Chevron, my wife woke me up 2 a.m. in the morning. And for you married people in the audience, you know what it means when your wife taps you and wakes you up 2 a.m. in the morning. In fact, as I'm talking about it right now, I'm still shivering from that experience, especially because she is not that kind of person. So she must actually have had it up to her neck to decide to wake me up that morning and then talk about it. So she said, sweetheart, do you realize that if we had an emergency right now, we don't have 1,000 naira saved anywhere that we can turn to? So this was a cold reality slap. This was a high income earning man working with Chevron, with an oil company. And then your wife wakes you up at 2 a.m. and says, do you know if there's an emergency? We don't have 1,000 naira saved anywhere. Okay. Type in the chat, if you were in that position and your wife, you were working in Chevron, earning lots of money, and your wife woke you up in the morning and then told you this, that do you realize that if we run into an emergency, there's no 1,000 naira saved anywhere? How would you feel? Please type in the chat. Type in the chat. If you are the person that this is happening to, how would you feel? Type in the chat. Somebody said that there is no audio in this webinar from my end. I'm not hearing anything. Is that true for everybody? Yeah. Yeah, unaccomplished. So apparently some others are hearing. Okay, somebody said depressed. Somebody said shook and devastated. I will feel very sad. Francis said, I will feel very bad with myself. Alexander will say terrified. I will feel lost. Light bulbs will go off. I'll feel stupid. Very, very true. Everything. I'll feel disappointed with myself. I'll feel awful. I'll feel disappointed about my life. Honestly. Very, very true. And I felt exactly everything that you people described. I felt exactly that way. Okay. Let's get the couple to help those who are co-hosts so that they can look. Okay, you good? So I felt all that way. Now, I felt terrible, really. I felt really, really like I was, a failed father and a failed husband about the same time. So it was about that amazing, well-educated Nigerian billionaire, who is one of the top names in investment banking in Africa. This gentleman took interest in mentoring me. He was very kind. And he shared money secrets with me that aroused my interest in financial literacy. So within this period, which is about 2-3 years of relating actively with him, I learned a secret from him to never lack money forever. It is possible because the very first thing is that you really have to believe it. So some of you are in your 30s, some of you are in your 40s, and some of you probably in your 50s. And then you've never had like 1 year living without lacking money. Some of you may not even have had like 1 week of not lacking money. All right. In fact, type in the chat, let's know. Let me just make sure I'm not the only one. How long have you been able to stay without lacking money? 1 day, 1 hour, 1 year, 6 months, 1 month, without lacking money, not having money to do what you want to do. Just share very honestly. And then if there's never been a time in your life that you experienced abundance, put it there. Okay, 1 week. She said every month after salary. Yeah, so it's a common experience. But so the first thing that my meeting with this billionaire did for me was actually to rewire my mindset. And for many of you, this is to actually believe that it's possible to stay 1 week, to stay 1 month, to stay 1 year without experiencing, without running out of cash to do things, even if it delays a little bit, but you will always find the cash to do what you need to do. So he taught me that the secret to never lack money again is to follow a simple cash flow consistency plan. If you are to have consistent cash flow, you've got to follow the system. And as you're going to see later, it has nothing to do with the amount of money that you earn. So, and I also learned that I can literally print my own money by mastering marketing and selling skills. Are you getting value so far? Type in the chat. Is this sounding exciting? We are just setting up. Okay. So these two things, you follow a simple cash flow consistency plan. And then number two, you master marketing and selling, and you never lack money. So years after, I can now sleep peacefully through the night without worrying that my wife will wake me up at 2 a.m. in the night to say, sweetheart, do you know that if we run into an emergency right now, we don't have 1,000 naira saved anywhere? I don't have that fear again. I don't have that fear again because it won't happen. Why? Because we do have 1,000 naira now. We have 1,000 naira. And now, so that simple cash flow consistency system did not only work for me, it also works for others. So this person participated in the previous financial fitness challenge. And then this is what happened to him after the challenge, after all that he learned from the challenge. So a lot, but you see the one that's highlighted in the red, he said some of my wins include, but not limited to, I have been able to set up emergency funds that will last for me for the 3 years. That's what the financial fitness challenge did for him. An emergency fund, by the way, is the amount of money. So if you think about your living expenses, like in your family for 1 month, what it takes you to run your family for 1 month, an emergency fund is that amount of money times 6. That's for 6 months. Or even in our environment, times 12. In our own environment, like in the United States, Dave Ramsey and people like that typically recommend 6 months of your monthly expenses. But in this part of the world, from my experience, I think that 1 year of an emergency fund is a very, very good way to start building. It's a good goal to have. And then during the financial fitness challenge, you will learn exactly how to do that. And then the reason you want to do that is, have you noticed some of these our Nigerian celebrities and Nollywood celebrities? Almost every time, every year, one of them falls sick. And then the next thing, the newspapers are begging. They are begging in the newspapers, oh, he needs to do a kidney something. He needs to do whatever. And then there's no money and they're appealing to the public. Now, you might look at it and wonder what happened to all the money that they make from their movies, or at least that they tell us in social media that they make. What suddenly happened to that? It's not that they don't make money, but you see, that thing that happened to me working in Chevron and Shell also happens today to different people. So emergency fund is is one of the secrets. It's one of the consistent cash flow plan that I'm already beginning to let it out little by little. Now, this other person followed the same system, and she expanded her street shop to a supermarket. So this is what she said, if you can read it. After the financial fitness coaching, I have been able to expand my retail business from a small shop to mini supermarket. And she said, I've expanded my stock and sales have increased because of the things that this system that I'm telling you about that I taught. Okay, so this is what we will cover tonight with the remaining time that we have. The secret number one, that there is no scarcity of money for anyone who can sell. That's secret number one. Secret number two, financial stability is not for the rich, but for the wise. And secret number three, how to control unpredictable expenses, no matter how big or how small your salary. Okay, so let's tackle secret number one. There's no scarcity of money for anyone who can sell. There's a Yoruba proverb that says, anyone who can sell will never be broke. And I'm saying this with a lot of sobriety and solemnness because of what I've experienced and because of my work, working with organizations in Nigeria, working with the public, working with young people. If you can even abandon, and I know this is not going to be well received, if you can abandon this so-called educational system that we are doing in this country, which is a joke. Because see, I'm sure many of you see people who have gone through this Nigerian educational system, they come out, they finish youth service, they get a degree, and they stay home for 4 years, 7 years, 8 years looking for a job. If you have seen someone like that, or even someone like that, type yes in the chat. There's so many of them. And then they come home. So how could you spend 18 to 22 years between the four walls of a classroom only to come back and stay at home without a job? Now, even when they give you the job, you are grossly underpaid. What, so graduates are paid 30,000 naira in some places. 20,000, 15,000 naira, graduates, 50,000 naira. But I'm telling you that if you can abandon that and learn to sell, you will thank yourself. Okay, so if you learn to sell first before going to school, you will enjoy your education. So whether that might mean for your children to do gap year, okay, like our children did gap year, and they learned about money, and that is even amazing because people who sell and who can market never lack money. So some people think that money is naturally scarce and hard to get. All right. So some people have that mindset. Oh, money is difficult. It's hard to get. Okay, money hard. Somebody even has a name in one of these job communities I met sometime. He said his name was Money Hard. Okay. But let me tell you a quick story. After I quit Shell and started coaching and consulting, I was having very limited sales. Sometimes in the whole year, in 1 year, I will only have one client. And then the problem with it was, by the time that one client was coming and then paying, I already had bills accumulated, school fees, rent, everything. So once that money comes, it goes straight into all these bills. It was difficult because the sales were not consistent. So sometimes I'll get a job to do something for a client, to train them, like the work we did for multi-choice. In those days I was starting. And then after multi-choice, you wait 6, 7, 8 months, and then there's no sales. So we're talking about inconsistent cash flow. It's serious. But what I now discovered was, okay, the network has done it again. Please bear with us. We are all, most of us here are in Nigeria. So I'm sure this is not very new to you. So I truly apologize on behalf of Nigeria. Let's get the presentation up again. Okay, so far, barring all these interruptions, are you getting value so far? Barring all these interruptions, are you getting value so far? Type in the chat, let me know. Let's stick through it. We never take excuses. We never take excuses. When we set out to do something, we do it, no matter the obstacles, whether the internet likes it or not. Okay. So people who were less qualified than me were making millions. And I discovered that they were not making money because they were better, they were very good at coaching and consulting, but because they were very good at marketing and selling. All right. And so when I realized this and I started learning better marketing and sales skills, my content marketing exploded. I also attended an event by Russell Brunson. Some of you may know Russell Brunson, the ClickFunnels guy. And then I now created 2 major products in the market that exploded, that I've been having every year, because I discovered from my training and my research that businesses have mainly 2 big problems. The first one is leadership, because no business can grow beyond the quality of its leaders. That your business can never grow beyond the level of your leadership team. It can't grow beyond their knowledge. And then secondly, many businesses were struggling with revenue, with making money. So I created 2 products that exploded: Revenue Hackathon and then Leaders Retreat. So somebody might be saying, oh, it's normal it's still normal to struggle with money. But the truth is, it's not normal to struggle with money. And so that mindset is what I'm breaking right now. It's not normal. And then don't accept it, because when you accept it, it becomes true for you. Because people who can sell never lack money. There is no financial problem under heaven that marketing and selling can't solve. None. None. Okay, so if you find a real estate development company that is selling housing units, and each of those housing units is 50 million naira, and you are good at selling, and you have an arrangement with them for a 10% commission on every sale, and then you not only have that 10% commission, which is 5 million, but you actually add 10 million, 60, and sell 60 million, and you're able to sell 10. My friend, that's immediate 150 million naira. And you generated that money from thin air just by knowing how to sell. You don't even have to know the product. So your selling skill is your private bank for life. Therefore, if you can sell, anytime that cash flow is getting low, just sell. You just sell something. And then you find that you never run out of money. That is part of the system that I created. Secret number 2, financial stability is only for the rich. So some people say only rich people and those with fast salary can be financially stable. I just told you that I was working and earning so much salary, but I was still having cash flow problems. But let me tell you a story. So there was a young man who tried to sell me a house during the lowest period of my financial life. That was shortly after I quit Shell, and then I lost that $100,000 in savings to Nospetco and Wellzone. I couldn't even afford the transport money to go to that place around that axis. So somebody was having a distress sale of the land, and he wanted me to buy that. So I said to him, okay, I don't even have transport money to come to that place. And then he said something that was also a turning point for me. He said, sir, owning a house is not for the rich. It's for the wise. Wow. What a mindset. It changed everything for me. When he said it, I don't think he actually realized the impact. He doesn't even know I'm talking about this tonight because it happened over 10 years ago. I sat like this and that thing marinated. Yes, that owning a house is not for the rich. It's for the wise. And it's the same thing for consistent cash flow. Consistent cash flow is not for the rich. It's for the wise. That thing rewired my mindset and I became an owner. That was when I started renting and I started owning everything I use. I own everything I use. I own banks. I own several banks. I own a telecommunications company. I own food production and processing businesses. I own cement manufacturing companies. And then you ask me, Ogbo, so how did you do that? I decided to switch from a renter's mentality to owner's mentality. And then that was when I discovered that I might not be able to start a Zenith Bank. I might not be able to start a GT Bank. I might not be able to start an MTN. But through the stock market, I can buy shares and become an owner of those companies. So for 20 years this year, 20 years to 21 years this year, I have been investing. And then anytime, because I have banks, I don't complain with you. Anytime that the banks charge you, you know, all those charges that you complain about, oh, they took my money, they whatever, I don't complain with you. Why? Because anytime you use the bank, I make money. Anytime you make a phone call or you buy the data you're using to watch me here, I am making money. And then the dividends that I get from my bank ownership pay for all the bank charges. So I don't complain. And then the dividends from the telecommunications that I get, last year, they didn't pay this year because they made losses, paid for all my data, personal data use, and all my phone calls for the whole year. That was a switch in mentality. But some people might say, okay, I don't earn enough money to meet my basic needs. How much more to start investing? I hear that a lot. But the secret is financial stability is not for those who earn too much money, but for those who manage their earnings wisely. What I just shared with you, is it riches or is it wisdom? You know, some people come to my Facebook page and they say, oh, you're not rich. You're just scamming us. Somebody said the other day, the watch you're wearing is fake Rolex. Oh, you don't have a Lambo. We don't believe you and things like that. You see, that's riches. The rich people do that. All these people you see on Facebook, and they are showing you cars and big mansions. They are rich. Mine, I'm not rich, I'm wise. And then because I'm wise, I'm having consistent cash flow. Because I'm wise, I'm financially stable. So it took only 5 loaves and 2 fishes to feed 5,000 people, which may actually have been 15,000 people. 5 loaves and 2 fishes. That wasn't rich. That was wisdom. And that's what happens, that even with that, your 100 or 50,000 naira a month, with wisdom, you can do so much. So can you just put in the chat, stop looking for money, start looking for wisdom. You see, because when you become wise, wisdom will produce the financial freedom. So financial freedom is more about wisdom than money. Okay, so every income that flows into your wallet has 2 parts. There's the seed part, and then there's the bread part. Wisdom demands that you don't consume the seed together with the bread part. So one of the secrets to never running out of money is to plant your seed. You are running out of money today. Let me break this to you. All the financial problems you are having today come from the fact that you did not invest yesterday. Oh my goodness. This is a truth bomb. I would actually like you to type what I've said right now in the comments. See, the reason I always tell people to type when they're listening and they hear something that's like an aha moment, to type it in the chat, is that when you type something, it becomes more sticky to your mind. When you use your hand, you actually write it in your journal or you type it. So what I've just said now, all the financial problems you're having today, all of them resulted from the fact that you did not invest yesterday. You ate your seed. You didn't plant it. So today you are hungry. You run out of money. You don't have cash because you didn't invest yesterday. And all the financial problems you will have tomorrow will be generated from the fact that you are not investing today. So you can tell if you are going to have financial problems, financial struggles in the next 5 years by what you are doing today, the fact that you're not investing today. So your financial struggle, your financial problems are warming up. They are doing push-up, waiting for you in your future. And the only way to stop it is investing, okay? That is secret number 2. Remember, we're talking about never running out of money again. So you're already beginning to see the pieces of the system, how it works. There's no magic to it. When you follow this simple cash flow system that I'm teaching, you will never run out of money, as you can see. Secret number 3, how do you control unpredictable expenses? You know, things you never planned for, and they just happen. How many of you, please type in the chat, how many of you have experienced unpredictable expenses situation? Medical emergencies, if your loved ones in the village, funeral expenses. Funerals can be very expensive in this part of the world. I do know. Some people sell land to bury their father. Okay, financial assistance to extended family. They are about to throw your cousin out of the house, and then he needs 800,000 naira. You didn't plan for that. Or increases in the children's school fee. Sudden job loss. How many people have had uncontrollable, like unpredictable expenses? Type in the chat. Type in the chat. Let me take a look. Yes, Victor. I was there. You know, Victor says funeral expenses as the first son. Yeah. Joy says she has. Yeah, I experience that a lot. I do experience it. Yeah, literally everybody here has experienced unpredictable expenses. Therefore, they are a fact of life. They're a fact of life. Now, but some people will say, oh, no matter how much I plan, unexpected expenses always scatter my financial plan. And I can relate to that. I can relate to that. You know, you plan, you have your nice little plan, and then something just happens. You didn't decide that your mother was going to be sick, and then your mother falls sick. And then all that 1.5 million that you had accumulated from a project you did, and you said you want to invest that, or even buy a small plot of land anywhere. But mommy is sick. All of a sudden, that goes. So I can relate to that. Now, I can relate because in June of 2012, I miraculously escaped death by Dana plane crash. You know, I don't know how many of us remember that unfortunate Dana plane crash. It killed all my friends. We had actually gone to Abuja to do some work. We were doing a project for MTN. And then we went there, and then just my colleague Wale and myself, I just hours before that flight, I decided to ask them to strike my name off that manifest so that I could go visit my son who was in Loyola at that time. I wasn't sure that Loyola was going to allow me to go see him, but I said, okay, nothing hot trying. So that was how they removed my name from that plane that crashed and then put it in the one that was to come back. The same plane was supposed to come back to Abuja and pick us in the evening. And then the next thing I heard was that they were all killed. It still remains one of the saddest memories of my life because I lost my 7 colleagues. We had worked together for months in that MTN program. I've never heard from them again. Terrible. You see, as terrible as that was, another question, God spared me, but the question that tormented me was, if I had died in that plane crash, what would have become of my wife and children? Because at that time, we were owing the landlord. The children were still in primary and secondary schools. They hadn't finished school. You can imagine what it means that you just leave a young family like that and a young woman like that as a widow. And I had no tangible assets that was supposed to help them, to give them the kind of education. And then they thought that my family would have been thrown out into the streets. It was very terrifying. And I knew immediately that God had graciously given me another chance to put my house in order before I died. That was gracious. And I don't take it for granted. And then I know that many of you here are in exactly the same situation. You are actually living on gracious time because you do not know when that thing will happen to you. And so the time to put your house in order is today. And there's so many things in the cash flow consistent system that I'm actually running and that you're going to learn a little bit more about in the Financial Fitness Challenge. Because now, everything I have, every bank account, whether in the country or out of the country, my wife knows about it. has access to everything, because I don't want, if anything happens, they won't be able to access the things that we have. And it's all part of the cash flow consistency thing, because it's not just for you when you are alive, but generational. Like after you leave, are you going to leave something for the next generation? Or are you going to allow them to start all over again? Are you going to break the chain? That is what this is about. So that question tormented me very, very much. But some people say, I don't have control over these emergencies. Like if I had died in that plane crash, they always happen to me at the wrong time. There's no right time. Some people even think, oh, it's the village people, ancestral spirits, witchcraft. They are responsible for my constant lack of money. And you see, this belief system is so prevalent because we are very, very religious people. And the truth is, if you have the wrong diagnosis, you will swallow the wrong medicine, the wrong problem. In 1988, while I was doing my youth service, teaching at the University of Maiduguri, 1988, I felt very, very sick. I felt terribly sick. And over there, they were treating me, there was no GSM, there was no telephone, there was nothing at that time. They were treating me for malaria. It kept getting bad. I was literally finishing, emaciating, and then food didn't stay in my stomach. Once anything entered my stomach, it went out immediately. I had emaciated to like half of my size, and they kept on treating me for malaria, injecting chloroquine and all kinds of things into my system, and it never did. So at some point, the secretariat, NYC secretariat, they were actually concerned. So they granted me permission to go back home, maybe to go and die or something, or to let my parents take care of it. So I came back, and then I met the family doctor, who was my cousin at the time, Dr. Ogbo. He took one look at me, then sent me to go and do a test that they call Wilder, I think it's Wilder or Vidal test. And then it came up, and what's this sickness again? It was typhoid. Then this man just pumped typhoid medication on me. Within the next 24 hours, I was a different person. So when you have a wrong diagnosis, and it's so easy to blame witchcraft, to blame village people, to blame the Nigerian economic situation. Remember, we are talking about this, we're not talking about to blame the unhealthy economy, to blame, I wasn't able to Japan, I'm not able to get a Canadian visa. It's very easy to do that. And the challenge with that, or the problem with that, is that when you have wrong diagnosis, you're going to have wrong treatment. And wrong treatment will not cure the disease. Okay. The truth is, tragedies do happen to the rich and also to the poor. Therefore, anyone, rich or poor, can plan for the unexpected by setting up emergency fund. So emergency fund is part of the total cash flow, consistent cash flow secrets that you'll be learning about. Okay. Are you getting value from this webinar so far? I need to hear that in the chat. Is this useful? Is someone getting enlightened? Is someone getting really, really? Yeah. Type in the chat. Yes. Awesome. Excellent. Awesome. Okay. And so the thing is, how many people are actually, so this is what we've covered so far. Before I go to that, this is what we've covered so far. Secret number one, there's no scarcity of money for anyone who can sell. Secret number two, financial stability is not for the rich, but for the wise. And secret number three, how to control unpredictable expenses, I beg your pardon. So now, by now, I believe that many of you are feeling inspired to take your financial health to the next level. And the reason that I'm really urging you to this is because you find all kinds of talks and all kinds of things that people are talking about money online. And like we started and asked you, what did you do that didn't work? If you look at some of the things that people are posting and then promising you how to make, how to invest 10,000 Naira and then make 10 million in 3 weeks. And as I'm talking to you, even though literally every Nigeria has been scammed, as I'm talking to you, some people are still being scammed today because we do not want to go through a system. We do not want to go through a process of learning of following a process, of a system that can help us do that. You know, my 84-year-old mentor, he said to me, Ogbo, that 25 years is enough for anyone in any part of the world to become financially independent. That's what he told me. But many of us here are over 25. And some of us, yeah, the last 25 years, we've probably been working or studying or doing something, and we're still not financially independent. So what gives you the guarantee that if it hadn't worked for you in the previous 25 years, that is, if you do the same thing you are doing right now, and then you continue listening to all those things that sound sweet, but they're not actionable on Facebook. There's nothing like bring 10,000, pay 10,000, and every week we give. That's how I lost all the money. And that's how some of you also lost the money. Investing in things you don't understand, investing in systems that promise you heaven and earth. Money doesn't come that way. There must be a plan and there must be consistency. And then if you want to be financially free, and I'm telling you the truth, you see, like if you look at most of my posts on Facebook, I am very authentic. I tell you the thing as it is. But you see, people want to hear things. They want you to fake. Because right now, those of us who are real, they abuse us and they don't believe us. But all those, if I come tomorrow and I'm faking and I'm doing giveaway and I'm doing what are all those things that all these people do, and all those things there, and all these comedians, they'll be hailing me, Baba, and all that. But when I tell you that it's not true, it's not like that, oh. Because if you continue along that path, next 5 years, you will still be where you are. Because I'm telling you, I have taught in business schools. I've worked with the top business schools in the world, Stanford. I've worked with businesses, so many businesses, and then least I can tell you, when it comes to creating wealth, it's a journey of patience. In fact, 4 things are involved. You must have a purpose, because the beginning of wealth is purpose. If it's not there, forget it. Then there must be a plan. All right, you want to be financially free, financially independent, where you can live anywhere you want, travel anywhere you want, anytime you want, work from any part of the world like some people do. You've got to have a plan. It's not just going to come to happen. And it's not going to come by you attending an anointed service and then somebody laying hands on. You've got to have a plan. How is it going to happen? Number 3, you've got to have a process. What is step 1, step 2, step 3? And then number 4, you must be patient. Wealth is patient. Money might be quick, but wealth is patient. Some of us, I am not rich yet, so you are not seeing all those flashy things, whatever. Not there yet. I don't have a private jet yet. I don't have Rolex watch. I don't have all those things. I don't have Lamborghini. Okay? But wealth is patient. It's a long-term thing. And this is the system I'm telling you. And you are going to have the option to follow this thing and course correct the mistakes, the financial mistakes that brought you where you are, to course correct it from someone who has been through all those things and course corrected and is having results that you want to have. So now that you know the secret, I'm going to show you how to implement them so that you stop running out of money and stop embarrassing your children. Every time they want, okay, daddy will want this. We can't afford it. Daddy, we want this. You know, simple things, not really indulgence. We can't afford it. Enough of that. This has got to be a turning point. So now I want to introduce to you the Financial Fitness Challenge, which is a 5-day income acceleration coaching program. 5 full days of income accelerating coaching. Now, it will work for you if you're ready to break free from debt and regain financial independence. If you're eager to turn your skills and knowledge to profitable business, or you're already running a business to make it more profitable. If you're tired of inconsistent income and you desire a steady cash flow, this is for you. If you're frustrated by lack of sales, lack of consistent sales and structure in your business, in your small business, and you want to scale it, this is for you. Because you are going to learn the lever. There are only 5 levers to scale a business, and you want to learn that and implement that. And then if you seek to earn extra income in dollars through remote online jobs, this is for you. I have gotten 2 ladies who are into the remote job space. They help people to get remote work so that there is no excuse, so that many people who are doing remote jobs don't even want to jackpot because they are here making $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 every month, remote work. Even $1,500 a month is a lot, because with $1,500 a month or $2,000 a month in remote work, you are not doing 9 to 5, maybe sometimes 2, 3, 4 hours a day. It can do a lot. You see how much things can change for you with that kind of money coming in. So I have Joy from Uganda, who is one of the top in helping people to secure remote jobs. And Joy has graciously accepted to come and be part of it, to show people how you can get remote work online and actually give you contacts and addresses and websites and then people that she's been using for years. I also have Esther, who is also very, very willing to come on that particular day to talk about remote job online. So are you in this number? Do you find yourself in any of these 5 points? Okay, great. So here is what you get. Okay, so you're going to get the mindset hack, because the biggest obstacle to financial freedom is your mindset. Please type that in the chat. The biggest obstacle, personalize it. The biggest obstacle to my financial freedom is my mindset. Put the my there. I want you to type it in the chat. The biggest obstacle to my financial freedom is my mindset. That is it. And so that's why the first thing we remove during the income acceleration, the mindsets that have been limiting your income, we pull it up, because until we deal with that, the other things won't work. You will also get a simple debt-free living plan. So we have a template called Debt-Wise to come out of debt. I have so many people who have approached me because their problem is that there is so much debt, and some of them have wanted to take their lives. And then we've told them that, no, that you're owing money and that you can't pay right now is not enough to end your life, but you can follow a system and come out of it. You also get the skill to cash monetization system, where you can monetize your skills and expertise. And then the great news for some of you who are Nigerians is there's an incredible secret hidden opportunity, which we will also be talking about. Hidden opportunity that you can actually be doing your work or doing your business and all that. And this opportunity is the fact that Facebook has monetized Nigeria. And I'm telling you, if you get in now and you know what to do, you can be adding small extra income in your account. Even if it's $200, $200 is already 300,000 naira. $500 every month. It can solve a lot of cash flow problems. We'll be talking about this thing, all right? And then we'll be talking about the skill to cash monetization. And then we will go through how to set up your Facebook page to monetize. Yours truly has already started earning money on Facebook. So I will show you how it is done. And any of you can do it. You know, whether you cook well, whatever hobby you have, you cook, you are good in taking care of children, you create songs, whatever it is, you can monetize that, okay? Then, of course, the steady cash system, daily profits playbook. You're also going to get a success connection network. You become part of the elite, the people who did the first financial freedom fitness challenge, financial fitness challenge. We have all kinds of people. There's no kind of person, professional, you won't find there, because of the kind of people that I attract. So you have PhD holders, you have lecturers, people from different places. We have people from the US who join. We have people from South Africa. We have people from all kinds of places. We have engineers, we have medical doctors, we have a chartered accountant. In fact, that guy is incredible, and he's become the president or the chairman of that cohort. So you become a part of such a community, because if you need to make money, I'm telling you, you've got to get away from your broke friends. You've got to be around the community of people who are building wealth. So this is what you get for joining the Financial Fitness Challenge. Now, this person started a fish hatchery business without initial capital because of what he learned at the Financial Fitness Challenge. And I talked with him a couple of days ago. He said that he is in there, that they are, because after that, when you go through the financial fitness challenge, you're going to come out with a 90-day implementation goal. So it's not just going to be talking, but implemented. You are required that you have a 90-day implementation goal, that in 90 days, your income should have increased significantly by a measurable thing. So he told me that they are on their way to making 4 million naira from their first sales. You know, he hatches fingerlings after the financial fitness challenge. This person, Chris, was so touched and so inspired that he summarized everything by, I refuse to be small, because small thinking is an affliction. In fact, if small thinking is a demon, that's the demon disturbing many people in Africa. We think very, very small. I came back from the United States a couple of weeks ago, and every time I go to the US, I'm amazed, by the size of these people's thinking. Size of these people thinking. You see a 28-year-old running a business. He says, oh, I made $4 million last year. And then in the next year, we are projecting to do $10 million. They talk about it. They hear. By the time you already say 500,000 naira, which is about $300, our people, it's a lot of money. So Ikenna says, I refuse to be small. And that's exactly how you're going to feel after the financial fitness challenge. So we have day 1, things mapped out for day 1, day 2. We have things mapped out for day 3, day 4, in order to blend that experience for you. You will also get immediate access to the 5 days of abundance challenge, which we did, and we have the recorded videos of the 5 days. You can begin to watch them now and then grow your mindset when you join. Now, you will also get my book, Financial Freedom for Every Busy Professional, is valued at 6,000 naira. If you go to the seller right now and click and search this book, you're going to see it at 6,000 naira. You will also get the workbook for The Richest Man in Babylon. If you go online, you're going to see it for 3,000 naira, but you're going to get it as a bonus for joining the financial fitness challenge. For joining the financial fitness challenge, you will get this whopping 163,000 naira value. This was the revenue hackathon workbook. This is something we did with businesses, pharmacies, people involved in fintech and IT and all that. They were there, elite business people. And then we took them through this workbook to grow the revenue in their company. So if you run a small business, you're already on the way to being able to increase your revenue using this workbook. Okay. Okay, looks like we had it again. Okay. I don't know the last thing that you saw. So apparently the network was not allowing us to see. Yes. As I was speaking. Oh no. All right. So you guys were not seeing what I was showing you. It was okay. All right. We will get through this. We will. Overcome. We are almost there. The last thing that this is why we must make money and be comfortable, because each time we go to the market, I go to the market with my wife to buy things and we see how the prices of things are jumping. We said the best thing is not to complain. The best thing is to be able to make the funds to be able to afford it, so that no matter how much things increase, you will always have the cash flow. Okay. So I don't know if you got this, but these are the things I said you will get. Okay. You will get the, okay, financial fitness challenge. You will also get the 7 cures of a lean pause. Okay. It's slow. I can see that it's slow network. All right. You will also get these tools. All right. So I talked about revenue hacker. You get that. And then tell you, because for a lot of people, that's the major challenge. All right, I can see that the slide is not showing what I'm already showing you. Okay, but let's go ahead. Okay, because I logged in somewhere. It's not okay. So I'll be talking to it. I'll be talking through it. All right. So this is going to save you time and money because you don't have through the things, all the terrible things like low consistency system that is very, very easy to implement. All right. So now you are going to get, this is a summary of all the things, the bonuses you are going to get, for enrolling in the Financial Freedom, Financial Fitness Challenge. Okay. So Financial Fitness Challenge Live is actually valued at $150,000 because some of what I'm having with you, one or two of you here has probably worked with me one-on-one. So for 1 hour is 150,000 naira, and it goes as much as 285,000 naira for big businesses, 1 hour per session. So, but this is 5 days valued at 150,000. This is what you're going to get. You're going to get access to the Abundance Challenge videos, the training videos. So it's there with the private link URL on YouTube. You are going to see the recorded videos, and then you can feel free to watch it with your family, with your spouse, and with your team. Then you also get the Financial Freedom for every busy professional, which I wrote to deal with the issue of worker poverty, how people can still do 9 to 5 and then they retire broke, and what to do about it. You will also get the 7 cures for lean pause, and then you will get the worksheet, which is people paid 164,000 naira to be part of it. This is what you get. So the total value of this whole thing is 332,750. Now, but obviously, I'm not going to charge you 332,000 naira. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay. I will not charge you that. Okay, even though it will be worth it. If all this did was increase your earnings, what you're currently earning, by 3 times or by up to 10 times, like some of the testimonials already showed you, you go through this Financial Fitness Challenge and you are able to take your business from a small shop to a supermarket. Would it be worth it? Absolutely. It will be worth it. So I had these 2 choices to make this thing very, very accessible for our people. And today, you are not going to be paying 332,000 naira for this program. And then you are also not going to be charged 150,000 naira for the regular price, especially because many of you tried to get in on Sunday and then you couldn't. And then here you are today. So I want to honor you about that. So I'm giving you a very, very special discount today because you made it this far in the webinar. Okay, so for today only, you are going to pay not 352,000, not 150,000. You're going to pay just a special price of 29,999, aka 30,000 naira. By this time, next Sunday, when we run this again, it is going to increase to 40,000. We are just doing this for you because you couldn't get into Zoom the last time. So we are offering you exactly the same thing that we otherwise, you were not going to do that. All right. And then the bonuses will be available for the next 48 hours. All these things that we said that you're going to get. enjoying it. All right. So what are you going to do right now? Before showing you exactly how you can sign in, and then I begin to take questions, I want to give you a guarantee. You see, because my name is big in the online space. My name is very, very big. Some of you have been following me since my STV days. So I have been on television for 5 years, live television every single week for 5 years. Or if you are not familiar with me, just go and type Ogbo, Awoke, Ogbo in quotes in Google. So my name and my brand is very, very important to me. And I can't come out because I have to be different from all the people who come out and give you all kinds of schemes and then tell you to invest and things. People are putting millions of naira into schemes, real estate schemes, all kinds of schemes and all that. And then 3 months down the line, they lose that money. I can't do that. So I'm giving you a guarantee. After these 5 days, if you go through it and nothing changes in your finances, I don't want to keep your money. I will return it 100%. So that's a guarantee. You can take that one to the bank from us. Okay. So what do you do right now? So the total value is 332,000, but you're not paying that. You're only paying 30,000 naira today. So I'm going to pause at this time and give you a chance to take advantage of this price, of this offer, and also to take advantage of the bonuses that will go away. We will also make it very easy for you. You might say, okay, I don't have the 30,000 naira right now. Can we do a deposit of half of that or 1/3 of that? And then in the next 5 days, we pay the balance. That is also possible for you. So as we are talking right now, please pick up your banking app, pay for this right now. There's so much to learn, to rewire your journey, your financial journey, to begin it afresh so that your next 10 years will not be like the last one, and your next 3 years will not be like that. Your next 1 year will not be like the last one. So I will leave this on while we take questions. So for you to begin to take action. And then when you pay, please take a screen capture of your payment and then put it in the group right now. And then the team will contact you with what to do. Then after this, all of you that have been there, that have been here, you are going to receive a link. I'm not sure how we're going to do that. The link to be able to download the book I promised you. All right. So before we close, I will publish that link and then put it in the chat so that you can save it. Then I'm going to give you a discount code for you to be able to download the book on investing in the stock market in Nigeria. So my 20 years of experience and all those things I told you I did in the stock market, I put all of them there, including how you can trade stocks from your bedroom, from anywhere in the world that you are, because it's better now than what it was 10 years or 15 years ago. 15 years ago, 20 years ago, if I needed to buy stocks, I have to physically go to the stockbroker and then filling demand notice and all that, and then filling that, give them the money, write a check and give them physically. But today you don't need to do that. You can just stay in the comfort of your home, even in your village, wherever you are, and buy stocks. That book will tell you exactly how to do it. It's very, very practical. So I'm going to, in the next 10 minutes, while you make your payments, I'm going to get that link and then put it in the chat here, and you can download the book for free there. Okay, so while that is going on, do we have any questions? It's also a time to take your questions while that is going on. So you can type your question in the chat, and I'll take your questions. Type your questions in the chat, and then I'll take your question. So this might be the most important decisions that we've ever made financially. The long cuts. So there are no shortcuts. And if anybody tells you that there's a shortcut, that's not true. The shortcut, some of the shortcuts you finances set you back and set your family back like many years behind. You don't want that to happen to you. So there's a question in the comments. When is the Financial Fitness Challenge starting? The Financial Fitness Challenge is starting on the 27th of this month of August. So from the 27th to 31st. Now, this is the structure. This is how it runs. It's virtual, just like what we are doing this evening. But every day for those 5 days, very early in the morning, you are going to get a video lecture. And then you are going to get a worksheet for implementation. Because the idea is that at the end of the 5 days, you should, within the next 90 days, double or triple your income, okay? Within the 90 days, you can get a remote job that puts additional $1,200 in your pocket, or $2,000. So those are very specific things. So the worksheet will help you to implement. Then in the evening at 7:30 p.m., 7:30 p.m., we all come together from everywhere, those in the US. Last time we had somebody from Sweden, some people from South Africa. We all come together in a plenary and then we do live coaching for that particular day. So you don't need to take leave from your job. You don't need to stop anything that you are doing. It's not intrusive. It's made in such a way to accommodate your lifestyle, no matter what. Okay? So that's about that one. The next question, somebody said, can I pay half tomorrow and next week? Yes, you can do that. Okay. This arrangement is available for 48 hours. The team, you can correct this is available for 24 hours. Okay, so if you want to do half. What is the nature of the 5 days challenge? Okay, that's what I've actually explained. So it is virtual. In the morning, you are going to receive instructions on a particular area of cash flow generation. The worksheet that you are going to fill. Then in the evening, we all come together. I'll take a look at your worksheets and then be able to hold a plenary to coach you specifically. Please help me understand how, as an employee without additional streams of income, how this financial fitness challenge will help me treble my income. Okay. One of the days we're looking for, one of the days we're going to focus on finding opportunity, because it is important to look for opportunity. There is no earning of income without opportunity. And then the reason that you're earning limited income right now is because your opportunity is limited. So you work as a paid employee. So that's a fixed opportunity. Your salary is fixed. Your annual income is fixed. The days you go for leave is fixed. So, and then we're not saying you should leave your job, but we are saying while you are still doing these things, what are other opportunities available for you to do a side hustle, to increase your income, to triple it? Yeah, because there are people who are making far more than their current income, but they're just there working because they want to, they are just 2 or 3 years. I met someone who was just 2 or 3 years, one of the people who actually attended the previous one. He's a big shot. He's a big shot in one of the telecommunications companies in Nigeria. And he has about 2 years to retire. And that was why he came for the Financial Fitness Challenge. How does he structure his time, his efforts between now and then 2 years when he'll be retiring? So that is how it will help you. Okay, please, if you pay, put your in the chat, in the WhatsApp. Debbie says, please, I don't have money now. Can I pay by end of the month? Yes, you can, but it's not going to be at this. It's definitely not going to be at this price. This is just for tonight. Okay. Please, I don't have cash now. Can I pay at the end of the month? Joy asked the same thing. Yes, you can, but it will definitely not be 30,000 naira. But what you can do is secure your space with the part deposit right now. Even if it's 10,000, secure that right now. And then we put you in a holding WhatsApp group. Once you complete your payment, you'll be added to the main one. So don't wait till the end of the month, because by the end of the month, it's likely going to be 50,000 naira. It increases by 10,000 every month till that time. Talking about cash flow, getting remote work and being paid in dollars may be very helpful. Does your financial fitness challenge cover how to get remote jobs payable in dollars? Exactly. That's what we said. That one of the days we're actually focusing on remote jobs, and that I've invited experts in that place, people who are already doing it, who are fixing people in remote opportunities, to come and talk to you directly about that. So I'm not going to be the one taking that. Someone says my bank network is down. Okay, no problem. Keep trying. Keep trying. Okay, so we have another 3 to 5 minutes. So keep your questions coming, and then keep your payments coming. When is the financial fitness challenge starting? Sylvester asked. So it's going to be 27th of August, and it's going to be for 5 days. Okay, it will start 27th of August to 31st of August. Okay, any more questions? So screen capture these details. And it's also, I understand it's also on the WhatsApp. It's also in the WhatsApp group. All right. So thank you for those who have paid. Some payments have come in. So thank you, Ikechukwu Ozadema. Thank you for joining the Financial Fitness Challenge, for paying full. Okay, we also have, okay, there's a payment that came in, but it doesn't say the name. All right, so make sure that when you post, you put your name there. There are some payments that don't have names, maybe because of the way that you transferred it. Okay, Joshua, thank you. Welcome to the Financial Fitness Challenge. Welcome indeed. All right, any other questions? We have just 3 more minutes. Okay, any more questions? So let me see what questions we have. When is the financial? Peter said, can I pay it 3 times? Yes, you can, but you must complete your payment before the challenge. So when you pay right now, whatever you have, if what you have is 10K and you want to pay 3 times, you pay that, and then the team will put you in a holding group. Once you complete your payment, you'll be added to the group. So you can do that. Abdurrahman is asking, do I learn selling? Definitely. In fact, it's a must. Okay. And even when you start, once you join, it's actually important that you pay in full and join the Telegram group tonight, because from tomorrow, we'll start giving, in fact, the Financial Fitness Challenge has actually started, because if you're in the group, we did introduction yesterday. Today, I'm going to give you some free, tomorrow I'm going to publish some free recommended reading, things that you're going to read. And of course, some of them include sales, and then something about managing your time and managing your energy. Will you teach on shares and stocks? Absolutely. And in fact, you will actually start getting to learn about shares and stocks as soon as you download this book by tomorrow morning, which I will give you at the end. Okay, would you teach us on shares and stocks? Yes. I make payment before Sunday. You're very welcome to do that. How does this challenge support me as an aspiring entrepreneur? Very, very good question. Entrepreneurship basically involves having the resourcefulness to turn an idea into resources. My goodness, this is brilliant. I just made this up. So entrepreneurship involves having the resourcefulness to turn an idea into a resource that is valuable enough for the markets to pay you. Okay, so we are going to be doing a lot of things around resourcefulness for you as an entrepreneur, the skills that you're going to need. And then most of the people who are in the place are entrepreneurs and professional career people. Just mostly the people in the space are these two people. So you have a lot to learn. And again, at the end of it, you are part of this community that support each other. So you have a business, you have people who, you also have people who are interested in your business or in your products and services in the community. Where should I share payment details? Okay, Oluwaseun, if you are in the WhatsApp group, share in the WhatsApp group. But if you are not, there is a WhatsApp number at the bottom of the screen, because some of you didn't join from probably didn't join from the WhatsApp group. So, but there's a WhatsApp number at the bottom of the screen. Please share it there, and the team will still reach out to you. Are the books hard copies or soft copies? When you receive it, you wouldn't care if it is hard or soft. So don't look at hard copies or soft copies. Or when you open a book, look for the value. And by the way, you are getting it free just for being here. Okay, it's 10,000 naira, but you're getting it for free. Okay, so what I'm going to do as we close is to show you and to give you the link so that you can download it. All right, so what you're going to do is, let me share this. Okay. Thank you. Some more payments are coming in. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you, Arinze. See your confirm your payment. Thank you also, Bolaji, Isaac, Joshua. Thank you. Okay. Now, so this is the link. I have a couple of bestseller products there. Okay. You can see this monthly coaching group. People pay 200,000 per month, and it's 4 meetings. Now, this is the one you're looking for. Okay, so this is the one that I'm going to give you. I promise to give you for showing up today, and then as compensation for our apologies for the technical challenges that we had last Sunday. So I'm going to copy this and then give you. Now, please do not share this link. Please do not share this link, and do not share the code. So what I have here now is 56 of you who stay to the end. So there are going to be only 56 free downloads of this book. Okay. So this is the concluding part. So this is the link. We'll put it in the chat right now. So copy that, copy this out. Copy this out. That is where you're going to download this tomorrow. It's going to be available to you from tomorrow morning. Okay. Then this working, and don't share it with anybody. There will only be, I think I said 56, 57. Okay. Okay, there will only be 60 because I know we were much more than this before. So use okay, so use this bonus. Okay, use this code. All right, use this code. So write this code and copy it down. That's what you're going to use to download this. If you don't use this code, you must pay 10,000 Naira for the book. All right, so copy it. There will only be 60 copies available. Do not share it because it won't reach you. And then please, it will be available tomorrow morning. Let's say from 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. And all of you here will get it. If you do not get it, please don't come back to me to say you didn't get it, that the code is not working because it's been exhausted, okay? Yeah, so you're welcome. Somebody says thank you for the book. You're very, very welcome. All right. So, so I want to thank you for staying through tonight. And then my prayer for all of you here, actually, whether you do make it to the Financial Fitness Challenge or not, my prayer for all of you is that you will discover the system that can help to take you out of this kind of struggle that is so common in Africa. And so that we not only live to fulfill God's plan for our lives, because the purpose of wealth is not for you to go around showing off on social media, showing off your private jets and things like that. It's for us to be able to fulfill our purpose. And that's my prayer for you. So keep in touch. And there are so many free things I have on YouTube. I'm going to give you the URL to subscribe. And so you can have access. So if you're not able to even make it to the Financial Fitness, just keep close, be in touch, keep following the materials, because it's my heart's desire that you become financially free. So thank you all very much. And so I'll see you again at another opportunity. God bless you and keep you.